couple announcements that we need to make. Let me first welcome our guests. We are truly honored and appreciative that the Attorney General of the United States of America, Attorney General Eric Holder, is with us today. Can we please give him a great Philadelphia applause? Great members of our Philadelphia congressional delegation, Congressman Tom and Congressman Bob Brady. Please recognize them. And right on cue, Congresswoman Allison Schwartz. Congresswoman, thank you. Mayor of the City of Chester, Mayor John Linder is here with us. Mayor Linder, thank you. Bernard Melekian, who is the Director of the Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services. Director, thank you for being here. Deputy Mayor for Public Safety and the Chief of Staff, Rick Gillison, and the Deputy Mayor for Administration and Coordination and Managing Director, Richard Neckler. Director of Federal Affairs, Terry Gillen, thank you for being here with us this afternoon, Terry. And Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey, Director of Public Safety Mike Resnick, and Nola Joyce, Deputy Police Commissioner, and all these fine officers behind us. Please recognize all of them. Behind us, of course, you see some of the city's finest. On Friday, I was privileged to attend the graduation of the city's 360th police graduating class from our police academy. They immediately began their duties on foot patrol on our city streets. Boots on the ground are part of the answer to great policing and safety here in Philadelphia. Police officers are leaders in the communities in which they serve. They're a resource for our residents. They're a helping hand in the neighborhood, and a calm presence on any block in our city. And if community policing is done right, it can unite communities, take ownership of their blocks. Let me also mention that our district attorney is here with us, Seth Williams. Thank you, sir. And our U.S. attorney is a manager as well. One brief local news update very quickly. Last week, we experienced a tragic act of vandalism that destroyed one of our city's safe places, a playground. But through great police work, I'm here to let you know this afternoon that we have apprehended a suspect who will be charged with arson and other offenses. We'll be pleased after today's press conference to give you more details in that particular case, but that got wrapped up actually on Friday. The arrest was made by our dedicated detectives and officers who are public servants working to improve the quality of life in our city. And I want to thank them for their efforts to bring justice to the community in South Philadelphia and all the children who like to play there. Our top priority has been the continued reduction of violent crime in our city. Every initiative, every program, every goal, every activity keeps that in mind each and every day in our city. In 2009, Philadelphia received a COPS grant to add 50 new officers to our police force. These officers have made a big difference in the communities in which they serve, especially given the financial strain on this city and many other cities all across America in the aftermath of the Great Recession. This funding helped our city to continue the work that we had already begun to increase safety for all Philadelphians. As President of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, I will continue to work with our federal partners, our President, President Barack Obama, and the members of Congress who get it, to restore full funding to the COPS program. With our Police Commissioner, Charles Ramsey, who's also President of the Major City Chiefs Organization and also President of the Police Executive Research Forum, Philadelphia is strategically placed to push this debate at the national level. Over the past year, I've worked with many other mayors to encourage the COPS office to try to relax some of the restrictions on the program so that more cities and counties could apply and receive funding for critically needed officers at this time. Congress, members of our congressional delegation, they do get it, they do understand it. I don't have to call them about these issues, but some other members need to understand that public safety is a top priority for cities all across America. And the COPS grants give our cities the tools they need to keep our citizens safe. The U.S. Conference of Mayors has been a strong supporter of the COPS program and has a strong partnership with the U.S. Department of Justice to make public safety in our cities a top priority. Our Cities United initiative, which is a partnership with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, the National League of Cities, and Casey Family Programs, represents more than 20 mayors who are putting an increased focus on violence that affects African American males disproportionately all across America and takes a toll on our cities. I look forward to continuing and enhancing this partnership with the Department of Justice on these critical issues facing Philadelphia and many other cities across America. Mayors such as New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landry, we're partnering because we understand that violence affects not just the individuals, not just the families, not just the victims, but public safety in general, education, health, economic competitiveness, and the quality of life in our cities. And so I want to thank the Attorney General, the COPS Office, our congressional delegation, the Department of Justice, for investing in Philadelphia and our police department and the departments all across America. And so it's my pleasure now to introduce the Director of the COPS Office, Director Melekian.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mayor Nutter and Chief Ramsey, for hosting us today. The announcement of our grant is news that we love to share, particularly with partners like Philadelphia. My name is Bernard Melekian. I am the Director of the Department of Justice Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, known by most as the COPS Office. It has been my privilege to work with the Mayor and with Chief Ramsey on a number of occasions over the years. The COPS Office has struggled, like many agencies have, to accommodate the new economic reality. And very often we have turned to Philadelphia and its leadership for some insight in how we can maximize the impact of federal grant dollars to help advance public safety through community policing. I'd also like to acknowledge the Mayor of Chester, John Linder. The Strong Cities, Strong Communities initiative has been a wonderful example of collaboration and progressive thinking, and the work undertaken by the City of Chester is helping to create a positive model that will impact municipalities throughout the country. Before I introduce our Attorney General, I want to give you a snapshot of the COPS Office and the assistance it provides. Our mission at the office is to advance public safety through community policing. We support that mission through the development of partnerships like the one before you today, and through the promotion of better problem-solving strategies. We also accomplish that mission through the awarding of our federal grants. Since 1994, the COPS Office has delivered over $12 billion to cities, counties, and tribal communities. Funds that have been applied to add officers to the street, advance crime-fighting technologies, enhance school safety, combat methamphetamine and other dangerous drugs, and to target child predators. Approximately 124,000 law enforcement positions have been funded, with over 7,000 in the last 3 years. And I'd like to emphasize those most recent hiring awards because they have been delivered in a period where cities have had to make bigger cuts to public safety than ever before. Both fiscal need and fiscal responsibility factor into the selection of grantees, along with local crime rates, and most importantly, a city's strategic community policing strategy for lowering those crime rates. It's not just about delivering money. It's about providing valuable resources to agencies with legitimate needs and doable strategies. To highlight that process and to acknowledge this year's grantees, it is my honor to introduce Attorney General Eric Holder. Attorney General Holder has been a strong proponent of community policing, so much so that he directed a great deal of his attention and hard work into helping shape this office over 18 years ago. His support of law enforcement is sincere and unwavering, and it's my privilege to introduce Attorney General Eric Holder.
to everyone. I'm very pleased to be here in Philadelphia and proud to join with so many critical partners, including Mayor Nutter, Commissioner Ramsey, who is still, I consider a native son. Where are you? Right over here. Yeah, still my chief from Washington, D.C. And three of the best members of Congress, Congressman Brady, Congressman Fatah, Congressman Schwartz. There are a lot of people in Washington who get awfully concerned about things that at the end of the day aren't really important to the American people. These are three people who have not lost sight of what matters, whether it's jobs, public safety, or the other things that on a day-to-day basis affect the quality of life of the people of this country. You all are very lucky to have them in your congressional delegation. In that regard, Senator Casey is somebody who has been a real plate in this effort as we have tried to shape the anti-crime programs that I think are proving to be successful all around the country. But I'm here today to announce the recipients of the fiscal year 2012 Cops Hiring Program Grant Awards. These critical investments represent the Justice Department's latest effort to support and to help strengthen our nation's law enforcement community. And they reflect our understanding that in this time of growing demands, and also of limited budgets, the work of police departments nationwide has never been more important or more difficult. And in many ways, the people who are most important and who are standing before you right now are the people, as Mayor Nutter said, who are behind you, the people in uniform, who on a day-to-day basis put their lives on the line to protect the lives of others. They deserve a special thanks, a special degree of gratitude that frequently they do not receive. And so I think we should all go on. It really is a thin blue line that separates us from chaos and the safety that all Americans deserve. That's why today's Department of Justice and the entire Obama administration are committed to making sure that our law enforcement partners have the tools, the resources, and the capabilities that they need and that they deserve. As part of this commitment, I'm pleased to announce that more than 220 cities and counties, including the city of Philadelphia, will receive grant awards totaling over $111 million from the Department of Justice through the 2012 Cops Hiring Program. Now, these grants will save or create jobs for approximately 800 law enforcement officers in cities and counties from Cumberland, Maine, to New Orleans, Louisiana, to Chicago, Illinois, to Tacoma, Washington, to Toledo, Ohio, as well as to Summersville, West Virginia. In total, nearly 200 law enforcement officers will be saved from layoffs, and more than 600 new law enforcement officers will be hired. Importantly, this year, each of these new hires will be military veterans who have served at least 180 days in our armed forces since September the 11th of 2001. This means that thanks to the 2012 Cops Hiring Program and this administration's commitment to providing our veterans with meaningful employment opportunities, more than 600 women and men who have courageously defended our liberty abroad will have the opportunity to continue serving our country here at home as local and state law enforcement officers. It is especially fitting to speak of liberty here in Philadelphia, which, to help build on this city's model community policing efforts, will be receiving more than $3 billion to hire 25 military veterans to serve as law enforcement officers. I'm also pleased to report that an additional $5.2 million will be awarded to your neighbors in Pittsburgh, Chester, and Alpha, and across the river in Trenton as well. Now, these awards are coming at a critical time. Last year, thousands of officers were laid off, and due to budget shortfalls, thousands of positions could not be filled. In total, about 85% of all law enforcement agencies reported cuts. However, despite these really difficult circumstances, hardworking public servants like those here in Philadelphia have found ways to accomplish more with less, to stretch every precious taxpayer dollar, to make meaningful, measurable progress in improving public safety, and to prove that the power of community policing methods works. Now, with this year's COPS grants, this work will be expanded and it will be strengthened. And as a result, a range of priority efforts, especially those aimed at protecting our children and young people from violence and other threats, will be taken to a new level. This year's incorporation of military veterans is an especially exciting and I think promising step forward. Communities nationwide will benefit from the experience and the expertise that these veterans will bring to their new roles in law enforcement. And those who courageously serve our country overseas will know that their fellow citizens and leaders across the Obama administration are committed to taking care of them when they come home. We look forward to welcoming these new additions to our nation's law enforcement community and to building on the partnerships and record of success that we've established here in Philadelphia and beyond. Again, I want to thank Mayor Nutter for his hospitality. More importantly, I want to thank him for his vision. We've had conversations over the past few months to talk about the issues that are particular concern here in Philadelphia. And we are committed, as part of the Obama administration, me personally, as Attorney General, to work with the mayor and with his team to make sure that we make a measurable difference in the lives of people here in Philadelphia. This is my promise to the city that I love so much. We look forward to working with you, Mayor, with you, Commissioner Ramsey, with the Congress people I've just talked about, and with your colleagues and counterparts across the country to strengthen our communities and to support those who keep us safe. We will not rest until we make sure that every city, every community in this station is as safe as it possibly can be. Thank you so much for having me.